Hello everyone. Today we will learn about animal tissues in this video. In the previous video we had done about the plant tissues. You should have a pen and notebook to note down the important points while watching this video. Animal tissues. Animal tissues are classified into 4 types on the basis of their functions. Types of animal tissues. Epithelial tissues. Their main function is protection, so these are known as protective or covering tissues. Connective tissue, they are also known as packing tissue. Muscular tissue, they are also known as contractile tissue. Nervous tissue, they help in conducting the message from one part of body to another, so these are known as conductive tissue. Epithelial tissue, the protective tissue. Location of epithelial tissue. Epithelium covers all the body organs. It forms the outermost layer of skin. It forms the lining of body cavities of the body organs such as buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, nose, air tubes, lungs, blood vessels, etc. Characteristics of epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissues are closely placed and do not have intercellular spaces. These are held together by cell junctions and cementing substance. These cells rest on a gelatinous basement membrane with collagen fibers. Cells may be flat, cuboidal, or columnar. Epithelium does not have blood supply. Functions of epithelial tissue. Surface epithelial tissues. Surface epithelial tissues or cells protect the underlying cells from the mechanical or chemical injuries and bacterial or viral infections. Sensory epithelium in olfactory organs such as in nose and taste buds present on tongue receive sensory stimuli. This tissue facilitates or favors rapid healing of wounds by its regeneration power. Some epithelial tissues produce secretions like sweat, saliva, mucus, enzymes, tears, etc. Lining of kidney help in elimination of waste products. Intestinal epithelium helps in the absorption of water and nutrients. Types of epithelial tissues. There are different types: squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated epithelium, and glandular epithelium. Squamous epithelium. First type, squamous epithelium. Characteristics of squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium is made up of thin, disc-like polygonal cells. The nucleus is rounded, bulging, and centrally located. Adjacent cells fit together like tiles on a pavement or floor. Location of squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium forms the lining of nose, blood vessels, lung, alveoli, bronchioles, coelomic cavity, Bowman's capsule, etc. Stratified squamous epithelium is present in the surface of skin. They are present in many layers, and upper layer is of dead cells. This is present in oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, etc. Functions of squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium protects the underlying parts of the body from mechanical injury and desiccation of organs. It prevents the entry of germs and chemicals into the body. Lining of Bowman's capsule removes nitrogenous waste from blood by filtration. Bowman's capsule is the part of nephron present in kidney. Cuboidal epithelium. As the name indicates, this cuboidal word that came from cube. It means the cells, they are in the form of cubes. Characteristics of cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium is composed of cube-like cells of almost equal height and width. Location of cuboidal epithelium. It is present in kidney tubules, salivary glands, ciliary body and choroid layer of eye, sweat glands, pancreatic duct, etc. It is also present in the germinal epithelium of testes and ovaries. Functions of cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium provides mechanical support to the organs where it is present. Cuboidal epithelium of digestive tract secretes digestive enzymes and of endocrine glands secretes hormone. Cuboidal epithelium of uriniferous tubules absorb waste from blood and help in their excretion. Cuboidal epithelium of germinal epithelium present in the gonads produce gametes. Columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium means cells, they are in the form of columns or pillars. Characteristics of columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium consists of tall pillar-like cells. The basal part of the cells, which rests on the basement membrane, bears oval nucleus. The free end of the cells has large number of minute finger-like projections called microvilli or brush border. Microvilli increase the absorptive surface. Location. Columnar epithelium lines pharynx, stomach, intestine, larynx and oviduct. It is also found in sweat glands and sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands, these are oil glands. They secrete oil. Functions of columnar epithelium. Secretion and absorption are the main functions of columnar epithelium. It provides mechanical support to the organs. Ciliated epithelium. Characteristics of ciliated epithelium. This layer that is on the upper surface of these cells, they are having hair-like cilia. So these are known as ciliated epithelium. It is the modified form of columnar and cuboidal epithelium. Its cells bear cilia at their free end. Cilia move in rhythmic fashion, making the substances to move. Location of ciliated epithelium. The ciliated columnar epithelium forms the lining of trachea, fallopian tube, lungs as in bronchi, nasal passage, kidney tubules, etc. The ciliated cuboidal epithelium is found in vas deferens or sperm duct. Functions of ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium causes movement of liquid or suspended solid particles or mucus through the duct. It causes movement of ovum and zygote towards uterus. It helps in removing unwanted particles from trachea. Cilia help to circulate cerebrospinal fluid in brain. Glandular epithelium means the cells of this layer that is converted or modified into glands which help in giving different secretions or which secrete. Characteristics of glandular epithelium. Glandular epithelium is a modified form of columnar epithelium. Its cells are modified to secrete certain substances. Location of glandular epithelium. It lines stomach, intestine, sweat glands, and sebaceous gland, in the skin, salivary glands, etc. Functions of glandular epithelium. Glandular epithelium secretes sweat, oil, milk, digestive enzymes, hormones, etc. Here is given the different types of epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelium. Mostly it is formed of single layer of cells covering the external and internal body parts, and these cells, they are resting on a basement membrane. Now stratified squamous. Stratified squamous epithelial tissue, they are arranged in many layers or forming of many layers as present in our skin. Cuboidal epithelium. This is the single layer of simple cuboidal epithelium, single layer of cube cells. But when it is present in many layers, it is known as stratified cuboidal. Columnar epithelium. Column-like or pillar-like cells are present at the base. The nucleus is present, and then stratified columnar cells. They are arranged in layers. Pseudo-stratified columnar, which appear in layers. Actually, these are present in single layer, but they appear in different layers, so it is known as pseudo-stratified columnar. Muscular tissue. Muscular tissues, they are also known as contractile tissue because by the relaxation and contraction, their relaxation and contraction, they help in giving the movement to our body. Introduction. Muscular tissue forms nearly 40% of total body weight. It means the 40% of our body weight or our body that is having 40% muscles, made up of muscles. It occurs in the form of bundles or sheaths, which is associated with the movement of body parts and locomotion of individuals, means help in giving movement or to move from one place to another. It helps in the movement of substances within the body and causing opening and closing of apertures. Characteristics of muscular tissue. The cells of muscular tissues are long and fiber-like. Myofibrils or myofibrils means muscular cells. Myofibrils lie lengthwise and are formed of two types of contractile proteins, actin and myosin. The plasma membrane around the muscle cell is called sarcolemma. The intercellular matrix between the cells is absent. Types of muscular tissues. There are three main types. First is striated muscles. Striated or striped or skeletal. Skeletals, as these are attached to skeletal muscles, the skeleton, or voluntary muscles because they work according to our will. Non-striated or unstepped or visceral or involuntary or smooth muscles. Or third is cardiac muscles. Striated or stepped or voluntary muscles. Striated because they are having striations. Strips having dark and light color of dark and light bands present on its surface. Voluntary as they work according to our will. Location of striated muscles. These muscles are present in the limbs, face, neck, and diaphragm. Structure of striated muscles. Each muscle cell of striated muscle is an unbranched cylindrical fiber. These muscle cells contain many nuclei, that is multinucleated, and these nuclei they are present at the periphery of the cylindrical fiber. They have alternate bands of dark and light color. They contract rapidly and powerfully, so get fatigued soon due to accumulation of lactic acid. Functions of striated muscles. These muscles are associated with voluntary movements of body and body parts. They are responsible for locomotion. Breathing movements and blinking of eyes are also due to striated muscles. These muscles help in ingestion of food by tongue movements. Non-striated or unstepped or smooth muscles. Non-striated means not having any striations. Smooth or unstepped. Involuntary muscles. They do not work according to our will. Location of non-striated muscles. These muscles are found in the walls of all hollow and tubular visceral organs such as alimentary canal, urinary bladder, blood vessels, and ducts of glands. Structure of non-striated muscles. The non-striated muscle fibers are spindle shaped with pointed ends. In the center it will be thicker and at the ends it will be pointed. These muscles do not show bands or striations. Each fiber is uninucleated. It means having single nucleus, and nucleus lies in the center of the fiber. They contract slowly and rhythmically and can remain contracted for a long time without getting fatigued. Functions of non-striated muscles. These muscles produce peristaltic contraction in the wall of alimentary canal and help to push the food down. They form sphincter. Do you know what is sphincter? Sphincter is the aperture present in the tubular organs or opening present in the tubular organs and bring about opening and closing of apertures, tubes or cavities. Sphincters are ring-like muscles. They control amount of light to enter the eye by the movement of iris and ciliary body muscles. Cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles, they are present in the heart. Location of cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are found in the wall of heart only. They are striated yet involuntary. Means their structure that is somewhat like the striated muscles, but their function that is involuntary. Do not work according to our will. Structure of cardiac muscles. The cardiac muscle fibers are branched and form an interconnecting network. The fibers are uninucleated and nucleus is centrally located. These fibers are connected together by intercalated discs which act as impulse boosters. They have fine striations similar to dark and light bands of striated muscles. These muscles are involuntary in function. They contract tirelessly throughout life and never get fatigued. Functions of cardiac muscles. The main function, here it is given, these muscles show rhythmic contractions and relaxation throughout the life without any fatigue. Here are given three types of muscles. First of all, skeletal muscles or striated muscles. You can see that these are cylindrical in shape, having blunt ends, and the nucleus they are present at the periphery. Unbranched. Next, cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles they are also cylindrical with blunt ends, but they are uninucleate. Branched, and they are having faded or very fine striations on its surface. Its structure somewhat like the skeletal muscles but functions like the smooth muscles, involuntary in function. Now smooth muscles, they are spindle shaped, thicker in the center and pointed at the ends, at the periphery, and having centrally located, uninucleate, having centrally located nucleus. These are smooth muscles present mostly in the alimentary canal, or these are present in heart and these are present in our limbs. Differences between striated, non-striated and cardiac muscles. From the examination point of view also this question is important because it can be asked in different form. Striated muscles. These muscles are attached to bones and limbs, etc. While non-striated muscles are present in the walls of viscera, stomach, blood vessels, etc. While cardiac muscles, they are present only in the wall of heart. Striated muscles are long and cylindrical with blunt ends. Non-striated muscles are long and spindle-shaped with pointed ends. Cardiac muscles, these muscles are short and cylindrical with branched ends. Striated muscles, these are multinucleate and nuclei are present at the periphery. Non-striated muscles, these are uninucleate and nucleus is centrally located. Cardiac muscles, these are uninucleate and nucleus is centrally located. Striated muscles have alternate dark and light striations. Non-striated muscles do not have any striations. Cardiac muscles have fine dark and light striations. Sarcolemma is present in striated muscles. Sarcolemma is absent in non-striated muscles. Again, sarcolemma is present in cardiac muscles. Striated muscles, these are voluntary in functions, means they work according to our will. Non-striated muscles, they are involuntary in functions. They are not under our control. They keep on working even without our knowledge. Cardiac muscles, these are also involuntary in action or in function. Thanks.